Good Spark, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great week. As always, super happy today to be repping my Weld Grinders Sparkball jersey. First time I've ever been anything even close to an esports athlete. So thanks again to the Weld guys for sending this over. Really cool honor to get something like this. It's been a busy last couple months, as always. We've been very, very heads down building. And I've mentioned this a couple times. It always feels like very, very weird for us to not play the game every day or interact with the community every day. But kind of that heads down focus time has paid off in a big way. And I think it's definitely been worth it. I think we're heading toward a bigger and a much better Sparkadia than we originally planned. And I'm excited to dive into it. Let's do it. So as I was prepping to make this video, I kind of hit this wall of like, what do I even want to talk about? Like we've just been heads down. We've just been building. Like it's not sexy. It's not exciting. And it kind of hit me that I've never seen an update vlog or video or anything like that said, hey, we really shit the bed the last couple months. Like dev went horrible and it didn't go well. And that's just not realistic. Every dev team goes through ups and downs. Making video games is hard. I don't know if anybody's ever said that out loud, but it's really hard. And so I guess maybe we're the first. We had a rough couple months. I think February for us was largely a really tough month. And there's a lot of reasons for that. We went through a lot of growing pains. We scaled the team for the first time. We've had a 7 or 8 man team for 2 years almost, and we added people to that team for the first time. And so February was tough. We learned a lot of lessons. Obviously, we grew a lot, and we kind of put those pieces in place. And by the end of March, I think we completely accelerated. And I think all of those growing pains started to pay off. So obviously, we look at this optimistically. But I think it's important to say, like, hey, guys, February was not great for us. It didn't feel good. And it was very stressful. It was very frustrating for a lot of us. But it paid off. And so I think as I started thinking through that of like, how am I going to explain this to people? Do I want to explain this to people, or do I just want to say, hey, no, everything's great, guys, everything's fine? And it's like, no, I think people need to know and understand what goes on behind the scenes. And so we're going to be doing a lot more talking about this in the future, where we want to be more transparent. We want to share more things about how we're building and what we're building and why we're building it. And this is step 1. So as you can see here, guys, we've put up a slide that kind of walks you through exactly the summer. You guys are getting the same exact update that we actually send to all of our investors. And so you can see here, we talk about this idea of like, look, the first month was really, really tough for us, but it really paid off. And I think the thing that I want to highlight here afterwards is, while we've, kind of pushed dates, and, I'm very open about like, hey, pushing dates sucks, but it's kind of been a necessity for us. Sparkadia is bigger than we ever planned last year. I think we've always loved the idea of Sparkadia. We've always loved the idea of the split. And we realized how much potential it has if we do it right. And I think the best way that I could sum this up at this point is originally our plan was to deliver Season 0, effectively take a break to build, do a little more Season 0, and then have TGE. And what we've been able to do now with kind of this extra time and the extra scale on the team is we no longer need that break. It's all just going to be one continuous piece. And I think this is going to feel better both for us, for users. I think by the time we TGE, we're going to be in a perfect spot of like, hey, we're already ready to scale. We're already ready to enter live ops. We're already ready to roll out these monetizing features and these extra distribution features. So really, really excited to have had this extra time to be able to do this. Like I said, I really, really I think it's going to pay off. So you guys can see here the final notes on the roadmap. A little scared to be sharing dates like this. These are obviously estimated. But we're really close and really, really excited for how close we are, and just can't wait to get it in you guys' hands. So I mentioned in the last section that a lot of the things we've done the last couple months aren't sexy, and it doesn't feel like we've made a ton of progress. And that's how I felt going into this video. And then I actually started writing everything down that we've accomplished. And I realized, holy crap, we've done an insane amount in the last 2-3 months. Since January, and we actually started focusing on building and scaling up the team, it is mind-blowing how much we've accomplished. I think we build faster and more efficiently than 99% of teams out there. Because again, we still have a very, very small team. We're still spending very, very little money For context, I don't mind sharing it. We're currently burning about $100,000 a month. So we operate on a very low budget in comparison to most other teams that are kind of making the same style of game or the same quality of game we are. So I'm not going to read through all of the accomplishments. You can pause the video if you want to take a look and read through all of them. But I think most importantly, I think these are foundational things that we finished over the last 3 months. There are things that will pay immense dividends in the future. They will help us build faster, iterate faster, incentivize easier, know who the users that we're supposed to be talking to, know who the users we're supposed to be targeting. The things that we've set up for Sparkadia are just so cool. The product person in me is just so insanely excited because I know how all of these things are going to fit together, and I know, honestly, how addicting all of them are going to be. So we've always had this absolutely incredible game with Sparkball, and I think for the first time in our history, we're going to have more than just Sparkball. We're going to have distribution, and we're going to have marketing, and we're going to have things for people to do outside of just the game, just to increase that attachment even further. And I couldn't be more excited about it. So again, really happy, really proud of the team for the last 3 months. Appreciate everybody's patience with us. It will pay off, and we're almost there. But again, guys, thanks for everybody's support over the last few months. We're getting really, really close. We've got a bunch of really cool announcements coming soon. The transparency that I tried to share in this video is a fraction of what's to come. I think this is a really big effort that we want to put forward of just feeling like the space isn't necessarily heading in the right direction and wanting to be an agent of change for that. And so I can't wait to start unveiling some of that and hope you guys enjoyed this level of detail on a video. I know it gets verbose. I know I get a little ranty, but I hope you guys appreciated the detail. And we'll see you very, very, very soon. Let's play Sparkball.